Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. It is Monday, which means it's time for Inktober52. I had a little trouble finding the prompt for this week because they don't post it in a really obvious spot on their website, and I didn't get an email for some reason, but luckily I'm in an Inktober Discord and one of the people there had already posted it, so maybe something just happened with the email system and I didn't get it because obviously other people were able to get it. Anyway, the prompt is Kaboom! There's not really much wiggle room with what that is. It's a definite, it's an onomatopoeia for an explosion. So I think I'm just going to do what I usually do and draw the thing that's most obvious. I'm just going to I think I'm going to try to do like a griffin running, you know, like an action movie scene, and the griffin is running and there's like an explosion in the background. So I think I'll look up some examples of probably manga, how explosions are drawn in manga, and see if I can imitate that using my Inktober tool. So let me introduce my Inktober kit that I'm using this year for Inktober52. Got this cute Shiba Inu bag. I got this from Mido in a box. Completely unrelated to Inktober. It's just the perfect thing for keeping this stuff together. First is this Inktober Moleskine. Here you can see it. Moleskine sketchbook. Oh, my laundry is done washing. Yay! That's what that beep. It's the little charm. I love having this singing washing machine. Okay, the next thing is this kit. It's called the Creative Starter Set by Zebra. It's got 5 mild liner markers, which are double-ended. They have a couple different types. These type have the chisel tip and a bullet tip. And then there's also 5 colors of their fine liner pens. Next is 2 of, let's see, these are also Zebra, right? Yes, these are also Zebra brush pens. They both have the same medium size tip on one end, but the red one also has a small size tip on the other end. And then finally, for the initial sketch, I've got my favorite Palomino Blackwing pencil, and then a pencil sharpener in case I need it. Okay, so I shall fold this up and get it out of the way for the stream. Alright, set this over here. There's kitty hairs all over my desk. Okay, I got them. I'm gonna take a drink of today's drink. Fanta Zero Sugar Orange Soda. I love so many soda brands are redoing their graphic design. Oh, you can't see it now because I opened it, but it's much more my style, with big, bold colors and blocky shapes and kind of cartoony looking. I really love it. Ah, yummy. Orange soda. Orange soda and lemonade in the summer. That's what I feel like. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is look up, let's see, if I search manga explosion, it'll probably talk about how manga became popular in American culture, you know, some things. Let's see. Oh, how about how to draw, how to draw an explosion, manga style. Yeah, manga style. Let's see what that search brings up. Oh, that's cool. Here's an item from Clip Studio Paint. I'll just imitate this. This is awesome. Well, now it says it's from Art Rocket, but it also says Clip Studio Paint again, so maybe that's the one and the same. But anyway, I'm just going to use this one and sort of imitate what we've got here. So we have fluffy, round, sort of smoky type lines, but there's also the stuff being ejected out, straight lines all coming around. This is perfect because I'm just going to draw a simple generic sort of griffin like flying away, I guess, so coming towards the viewer with this explosion in the background. Kaboom! That's, I think, an easy way, because I only give myself the 1 hour from this stream to get these done. An easy way to complete the prompt with my personal focus of drawing griffins every time and not take too long. Okay, so let's open, oh, this was last week's, the kettle. I think it turned out nice. It's really weird how it reminds me a lot of Dr. Seuss art. Now, it would be nice to use the both spread, like have it in the middle, but that'll mean, because I'm just thinking of doing this as a symmetrical piece with the griffin right in the middle and the explosion right behind. So I think I'll just do the same as last week and keep it on one page instead of the 2-page spread, because I don't want the griffin to be like cut down the middle by the gutter here. So yeah, we'll just do it one page. Man, my pencil's still looking pretty sharp. I haven't had to use the sharpener in a while. Okay, so first draw the griffin, and I gotta remember to keep it within the, so actually I'm gonna mark where I want the tips of the wings to be. And then we'll put a head here. And then like the legs, I'm just doing a really generic, swirly indications of what the individual things are, like not drawing any details at all. And then the wings. I'm not using reference for the griffin at all, so the anatomical quality is going to go down. But my Inktobers are more about practicing using ink, not about practicing anatomy, so okay, this is probably good. There'll be some more feathers sticking out. Will be perfect. And there's always like 3 or 4 layers of feathers, and they get smaller as they get towards this top side. There. And then face. Straight on, just trying to get away from this explosion. Okay. There, that's good enough for now. Next, what should I draw next? Might actually sharpen this pencil so I can get some more fine lines, but once I hold it like this, it'll probably be fine. Let's draw the explosion. So we've got this center, and let's just imagine that it was a bomb or something up in the air, and so the griffin is flying just sort of down away from it. So we're gonna have more of the explosion up here than down here. So I'm starting with just these same curvy lines that are just kind of like just drawing a cloud, but it's got a central core instead of just floating across the sky like this. And it's not 100% symmetrical either. Some are like following along the ejected items, and some are like billowing up. So okay, and so let's do some of those. Yes, I'm going to sound effects my explosion. My explosion lines. Okay, and then down below, we can't let the explosion just be like it's coming off the back of the griffin. We gotta draw some stuff down here too. And then some more. Stuff flying out. Yeah, that's good. And I really like some of this like smoke is like hanging on to the things that are flying off. You don't want to do it on everyone because then it'll become a little too repetitive and it won't seem natural. But just on like a couple of them. We'll just do this. And maybe even have like show the little particles being ejected. Okay, nice. Oh, hello, Exie! How are you? Yay, great to see you! How are you doing? Are you having a good start to your week? Monday is over for you, I think. My Monday work day is almost done. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I just barely got started, so... But, I'll hold it up close. Actually says the lines are too light to see clearly, but I'm sure it looks great. Yeah, I've just got the most basic... The prompt is Kaboom, so... Doing an explosion. Super light, swirly, basic lines to start. I was just about... I'm actually going to sharpen the tip of this. It's a tiny bit using the second slot, not the first one. So I can do some details on the arms and the face before I start actually inking. There. Just want to sharpen just the tip, not the whole thing. And then, hopefully, the drawing will be visible. Okay. Now I'm gonna give, so this, I'm making this like it's a cool action scene. So I'm gonna give the Gryphon a cool down eyebrows look. It's the action hero Gryphon. Okay, and the arms I'm imagining being like this. Like, oh, I can't really do it. Like this. So like flying forward, so curving these front legs so that they can fly as aerodynamically as possible. Oh good! Me alright, much obliged. How are you? I'm so glad to hear you're good again. Yay! Great start to the week. How are you? I am good. It's actually kind of exciting. I spent the weekend clearing out my like my manga and stuff, like manga series that I don't want anymore. So I've got a big pile of stuff to try to sell over there. And I'm really excited because if it sells, that means I can buy some more manga for this other series that I'm still following. So I'm doing really good because cleaning that up is just so satisfying. Like, now there's like all my manga now fits. It fits on the shelves. It wasn't fitting before. I had too much stuff. So yeah, I'm doing really good. So even though I have a big pile of stuff over there on my scanner and my printer, I'm actually excited about it because hopefully it will be it will sell and it will be some fun spending money for me. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. I got a back feed in there too. Oh, and thank you. Exie says, perfect always. Yay. Thank you. You're always so nice. It's fuel to keep me going. To keep me improving. Yay. It's a lot easier when it's just a teeny tiny Gryphon because it's not very, what am I trying to say? There's not that much detail that you can get into it when it's tiny, so it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to draw. And I think it's easier to sort of fudge some things and be like, well, maybe it wouldn't look like this, but it's good enough. But when it's closer up, the details start to matter more, so it's a little less easy to, at least with the style of art I do. Yeah, I think that's good enough. And maybe the wings would be farther down, but I think if I just I'm gonna leave it. I was gonna say that I would shorten up the neck right here. I think it's fine though. I think I'm done with the pencil work. Hopefully, oh yeah, you can see the griffin better, but I'll hold it up again, up close to see. Yeah, really generic, super generic. Not looking at a reference for the, only looking at reference for how to make the manga style explosion. Everything else is just making it up. So how realistic it is, I cannot say. Okay, make sure it's focused back down. It's so warm in here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna get my, I brought my fan in here, but it's not really hitting me. I need to adjust it. So I gotta go all the way to my other desk. Okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Oh, you know, it's finally getting to be summer when it gets hot in the basement. The basement is usually cold all the time. Okay, so let's just move these out of the way. And let's just ink this with, oh, I don't know, maybe, okay, we'll ink the griffin with the small end, this one. Oh, the teeny tiny little feet are so cute. It's not meant to be cute, but the drawing is so small that they're very tiny and cute. Okay, and the cool down eyebrow eyes. And a beak. I've definitely improved in my generic griffin drawing because the beak looks a lot better than when I've tried to draw one without reference in the past. So it's paying off. Drawing all of these griffins all the time is paying off. And I'm just doing really quick, swishy kind of lines for the feathers. I'm not really worrying too much about drawing each individual feather. I just want to get at some semblance of a wing. If it looks like a wing, even if it doesn't look anatomically correct, that's all I'm worried about for this one. Ooh, this pen is starting to dry out, I think. It was doing great over here and over on the other wing. Now it's all, the insides of the lines are kind of dry. Here, I'll show you what I mean. Well, hopefully, if it, yeah, so over here, all the lines are complete, but then over here, it was dry and dry here. And I turned the pen, and that seemed to help for these lines. It's like, well, what the heck? You were fine. But I have been using this pen for half a year now, so. Wow, I think that looks pretty good for a really generic griffin with no reference whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to use this other pen to do the explosion, or at least the initial lines. Because I think actually, based on this reference photo, the brush tip will be perfect for creating these lines. So if I do like real big ones and then a big little small one and a big fat one, because that's what's nice about the brush pen, is you can do some big lines and small lines without changing anything. And I'm looking at this reference Because I've never drawn an explosion before. Or at least not like trying to make it look so that it's like, ah, that's definitely meant to be an explosion. Oh yeah, that's good. Exy says, I feel like the focus will be on the explosion, so it doesn't matter much if the Gryphon is a little generic. Oh good. Good. That's what I was hoping. Because this prompt is just so specific. So I was thinking about it, I was like, there's not really any other thing that kaboom means. Like, there's a one thing. It's not one of those words where it's like, ooh, it could mean like 50 different things. What are you going to focus on? These brush pens are also great for like these effect lines too. To just quickly hand draw them. Because you get that nice tapered tip at the end. This is actually very fun. Inking these super organic shapes, these cloud shapes or smoke shapes. And I do want to make sure to come all the way up to the Gryphon, because I don't want the Gryphon to feel like it's somehow a separate thing. I want it to feel like it's in the same space with the explosion. Really laying it on really hard. I'm pushing very hard on this brush pen. It goes to show it's a pretty high quality item because it's surviving this abuse. Okay, and something else I'm noticing about the explosion reference is that the middle, which makes sense, the middle is brighter, and then the outside is a lot more shadowy. So I'm going to do the basic lines first, and then I'm going to keep adding more ink onto the outside of the explosion to get that effect of like, oh, the inside is brighter because that's where the explosion is taking place. And then later I want to add some shading to the Gryphon to make it seem like the light from the explosion is also casting shadow on the Gryphon, making the Gryphon be backlit by the explosion. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to just move on to filling in, adding a lot of black to the edges. And I want to add a lot more black, but I still want it to have the white, the like ivory color of the pages to show the texture of these clouds. Because if it just gets all completely filled in, then it sort of loses that and just looks flat. man, I think this is pretty good. There are some thicker lines for this stuff flying out, so I'm gonna play with that a little bit, the thickness of these lines. But also try not to make it like super, I don't want it to be too, what am I trying to say? If I make a thick line on each one of these, then it won't look organic anymore. It'll look a little too designed. So I still want it to look natural and sort of random. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the fine liner. Oh, hello, Burak Meskioglu. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. But thank you for subscribing! Yay! Oh, thank you! Exie says, it does look so pretty. Yay! I'm glad you think so. I mean, of course, I'm just using a reference image, but I've never drawn an explosion like this. This will be easy to remember, too. An easy technique. So pretty much everything until now was just that one pen. Just gotta remember, make the inside bright, the outside darker and darker, and use lots of little bloop bloop and some lines flying out. So actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more because it is still looking a little bit too balanced, I think. So too balanced, I want it to look kind of random. And also, I'm noticing, and I'll show you. Let's see if I get my camera to focus. Yay! There's still some little teeny tiny texture lines, even on the clouds. Or the smoke, I guess. So I am going to add those with this fine liner pen as well. Oh, got it. Ah, it was you, okay. Yay, thank you. I keep forgetting I have free subscription from Amazon Prime on my main account. Yay, I appreciate it. It really does help me out because, as you know, I'm like a micro streamer. I have got a tiny little audience, so. I love that too, that Amazon Prime, because I have Amazon Prime anyway, so I may as well use it. That kind of thing. I love that Amazon Prime has been doing Pokemon Go rewards, because that and Pikmin Bloom are the main phone games that I play, so I'm like, oh yay, it's a game that I actually play, and there's an extra reward for it. Okay. Then maybe we'll just do, I'm going to add my own thing, some little wisps of lines coming out. I'm not seeing this on the reference image, but, and I'm going to add some more like little dots of stuff, because who knows what exploded here. I have no idea what exploded, so it might have been one of those old school like pirate bombs that have like metal on the outside, you know, so it's like all the little metal bits are flying out, or who knows, maybe it was like a volcano. You know how they have that explosive rock that comes out of the volcano, and for some reason this one exploded in the air. Something. I have no idea. No idea what the story is. Yay. Okay, now I'm gonna do, this was also not in the reference image, but I'm imagining like stuff flying out like pew, like an arc a little bit. Most of these are straight, but maybe not everything gets exploded evenly, and so we'll have like some little like Just, yeah. Yep, I'm doing sound effects again, I guess. Stuff flying out. Who knows what the heck is happening? Is firework gone wrong? Who knows? And then lots of grit, lots of dirt and stuff. I'm really having fun with it. Like, I don't know if it even makes any sense. This is very fun. This griffin has got to get the heck out. This crazy stuff is happening. I want the thick one again. I want to draw some bigger stuff flying out. What is this? Cha, 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 cha. I like how it's like, it's freaking out. Okay, well, I wanted to do some darker shading on the griffin, but I'm afraid of shading it too much. I mean, I guess it is actually blending in, so maybe a shading would actually be a good idea. I'm just gonna go for it. I won't learn if I don't try. I'll just make sure that there's a white outline on everything, because the light will be curving around the wing itself, like physically curving around. And then these feathers back here will be probably lit up fairly well, because feathers are actually rather translucent, so the light will be coming through those. Just the layers of feathers in the middle, that they'd be covering each other, so it's a lot harder for the light to come through. And that's where we'll get this really dark shadow from. Maybe we'll get just a bit coming down into the big feathers where they're overlapping, because the feathers aren't like this, they're like overlapping like this. I always wonder if my explanations of what I'm thinking in my head ever makes any sense when I say it out loud. Ouch! I scratched myself a little bit on my paper. Ow. Hopefully it doesn't start bleeding. Okay, so I've got the wings, and now the front of the griffin would definitely be, but again, the light will be coming around. So some areas will be lit because the light is still able to reach. And then I'm doing little hatching to transition this shadow into more lit places. Cool. I like this like comic book look, which makes sense because it's the Kaboom is a very comic booky onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, yes. It looks very epic now. It's surprising. Just add the little bit of, it's not a little bit, but add some shading to it. Some black ink shading. And it becomes the epic action adventure griffin. Yeah, you hold it up closer. Wow, I'm really happy with this, actually. Let's see if it'll focus if I... Oh, good. Thank you, camera. So just used my imagination to... and my previous knowledge to work out some shading on there. Man, this has not taken me very long. I guess I'll refine some stuff because I'm already done with the main thing and there's still 20 minutes left in my stream. Oh yay, I'm glad to hear it. Yay! Actually says I love it, really. Yay! I really will not forget how to draw explosion now because this is so, this is actually so simple. I do have the colors in here that I can do some stuff with, so that's something I keep in mind. But for now, I'll just refine some of these lines I've got here. Action Adventure Gryphon. That's its name. Action Adventure. I think that's good though, because I don't want to overdo it either. Okay, I'm going to bring this up under its eye a little bit more because it's kind of... Oh, and it will make the eyes more dark-like. Because actually birds do often have a little overhang above their eye anyway, and so that would be casting a shadow if the light's coming from behind. Oh, let's put the little nostrils on the beaky. Well, I guess something I can do to make the explosion look even brighter is use some of these markers on the background. Because then that will make the explosion stand out. If the background looks darker, this looks brighter. So I'll just go ahead and I'm not going to look at my swatches. I'm just going to use this light gray. I think that's literally what it's called. No, it's just literally called gray. What is this one then? Maybe this one's a dark gray. Yeah, this one's dark gray. But this one's just gray. Another thing is that I could leave some spots here with these big ones where they are, these big ones, I'm like saying like not being specific. Okay, with these lines shooting out of the explosion, if I leave some of the paper with no marker on it, then these also start to look like bright, which is actually what this is doing. It's got white and black on top of gray. Okay, so I'm also going to draw these lines in this direction as well, because normally for like a sky or something I would do horizontal lines, but to enhance the energy of the explosion, I'm actually going to draw them in the same direction as the explosion, even though they're not part of the explosion. I mean, they would be, because technically the air is affected. The air is affected by an explosion, even if you can't see that, so it doesn't matter anyway. This is about the visual effect, not about the science. I don't need to make excuses. I can do what I want. Yeah, I love this, where I've had to do another marker line on top. It makes these little like columns, so it actually adds to the like idea of like stuff shooting out, even if it's just light or something. Yay, I'm glad this is working. Okay, so this was a place where I wanted to leave some of the page. This is also nice because you don't have to do it all super precise or anything. You can just keep going over and over, and it just adds to the effect Wow. I'm actually surprised because I honestly wasn't looking forward to this prompt because I like to think of something unusual if I can. And like this prompt didn't really leave any room for some rare interpretation or something or whatever, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to do exactly what it says. But actually, I'm really enjoying it. It's very fun. Reminds me that it's good to be open to all kinds of possibilities, even mundane possibilities, because they could be surprisingly fun too. Just like literally the act of coloring this is very fun. So I'm trying to keep this central core in mind as I draw these lines. I'm not trying to be too precise, not worried if it's a little off, but so I'm turning the sketchbook. And then when I'm trying to leave light here, or leave the page so that it looks like light, then I turn the chisel instead of using it on its side, then I turn it so that it's on the thin end. So then I don't have to change which end of the marker I'm using, but can get a different size line. I'm just refining these areas where I've got the light shining out on these straight lines. Sweet, it did what I hoped. It's actually kind of cool how this seems to be like going out of, oh, I smeared it. Oh, I did not notice that. I smeared these. That's okay. It's all practice. Although I want to get I'm going to try to get the ink off my hand though, because I don't want to accidentally transfer it somewhere else. There, all clean. Oh yeah, that would be cool. I'll try to take a good picture. Exy says, may I try to recolor this one when you post it on Discord? Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see it, actually. So yeah, I'll try to take sometimes I try to get clever with my pictures, but I'll try to take like a nice one like this so that it'll be easy. Because that would be really cool. What are you thinking of doing? So I think I'm actually going to take this into the explosion a little bit. Mostly on the edges, I think. Because the edges might be a little more see-through than the middle. Because it's a ball. It's not flat. It's a ball. So through the middle, it'll be the thickest. But on the edges, looking straight on, it'll be kind of thin. So you might be able to see this gray sky through these smoky clouds. Just a little bit though. Not too much. Neat. Oh. What if I... Oh, I'm gonna try it. It's an experiment anyway. I'm gonna try it. I'm going to take this dark gray and add a little bit more to the clouds on the edges. So it's not black, it's a little bit lighter. Now I wonder if I should color the Gryphon or if I should leave it. But maybe not, because the explosion is right behind this Gryphon. It's casting this huge amount of light, causing these huge shadows. So I think that if it were any color, it would be the same color as the explosion. And I don't want to color the explosion because then we'll lose this nice, like, pure light. It looks like pure light from this powerful explosion. So yeah, I'm not gonna color it. I'm not gonna color it. I'm just thinking if there's anything else. I mean, I guess we could end a little bit early, but 10 minutes though. There could be something that I can do. How about a little bit of hatching? There's always room for more hatching. A little bit of hatching on the wings. Maybe this is why it takes me the full time when I do prompts otherwise, because I'm always trying to do something unusual. And when I do the super obvious one, it's so easy. It goes very fast. Well, it's because it's small. It's a relatively small drawing too. I guess it's that I want to make sure I'm getting my full amount of practice time in. So that's the biggest thing at Inktober. It's not really about completing the challenge so much as having something that helps me practice regularly my inking skills. So yeah, that's why I want to keep working on it until the last minute, because it's all practice. Even when I'm just sitting here and thinking about what else could I do. I'm looking it over for any little like area that might be able to take a little bit more of this or that. Or what I was saying earlier, and then I realized I smeared the ink, is it's kind of cool because it feels like it's breaking the fourth wall or something by going over this, like this is a comic panel or something. Ah, I just had a great idea. I had a great idea. I'm gonna write Kaboom. I'm gonna write Kaboom right here. Yes. I was like, what should I do with this blank space? I could do something here. Okay, hold on. Kaboom. Black and white letters. Comic. We'll see if that comes up with the kind of thing I'm looking for. Oh, yeah. But I'm not really liking these fonts. Okay, gotta look at some of these. So this is what I was thinking, something like comic book style. Oh, might do that one. Because I like it when they're, a lot of these are really hard edged, but that doesn't feel explosion to me. Explosion to me feels round. It's violent and yet it's round and soft because it's so much of it is air. Kaboom! No, I'll just go with this super simple one right here. Let's see if I can bring it up. Stock image. Let's just do this. But instead of having like open like this, because that is like on the explosion, those letters. So yeah, actually puts in the chat, Kaboom! I'm gonna put like this. Like I want it to go whoop, like I have no words. Okay. Ka, and then it gets bigger into boom. I need my pencil again, though, because I want to pencil it. Okay. I'm not copying the font exactly. I just wanted an idea of what it could look like. Like this soft font. Soft, round. It's going off the page. Maybe I should just let it. Nah, I don't want it to go off the page. I don't normally erase, but I'm gonna erase because I want to make it a little smaller. Ah, I need my other thing so I can erase it. I need my other kit. Oh, this is taking up all the time. Good. Yeah, I thought of a thing. I thought of a thing to make sure I'm practicing for the full length of time. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. That's why I use pencil. Some people follow the school of thought that, okay, I'm gonna draw a little guideline square and then fit the letters into this. Oh, yes. I should have done that from the beginning. So how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is Kab will be by here, and then Okay, so I'm dividing them up into 6 letters. There. Oh, what I was gonna say was some people will follow the school of thought that you should never use a pencil because you have the eraser, and an eraser is a weakness, and you'll just spend your whole life erasing. And so you should force yourself to use a pen, and only use a pen, and if it's really messed up your drawing, then you should just draw it over again, because that's practice. And I don't think that's wrong, but that doesn't work for me. I don't like such a strict thing. I think that erasers have purpose, and it's like, yeah, if you are working on a drawing and you're erasing it over and over and over and over and over again, like, and you're mostly doing erasing, then yeah, you should probably move on to another drawing. But I don't like the, like, you should never use an eraser, you should never use a pencil, you should just do only ink, or else you're not practicing right. There's no right and wrong in art. I think that whatever helps you achieve your goals is what you should do. So I love erasers, and I always have one available. Okay. Yes. I'm not sure if it'll show up on the camera, but I'll try to show what I did. It's not quite as centered as I would like it, but I'm trying to hurry, so I drew a little square, which was the shape that I wanted. I mean, it's not really a square, but it's this 4-sided thing getting bigger, and then I divided it into, so that, because there's 6 letters, I divided it into 6. If I were to do it again, I would divide them so that these were a little smaller than this side, but that's why it's practice. I did not know that, but at least now it all fits on the page instead of it was going to be the M was going to be cut in half here the first time I drew it. Okay, so that's what I did. Let's quickly ink it with the last 3 minutes. Yeah, I gotta say, I think these pens both are getting dry. 'Cause this one is also fairly dry. That's okay though, I've got more. I have so many. I have these exact ones, and then after I use the second set of these exact ones, I still have tons of brush pens waiting in the wings. And actually, it feels good to use something up. It's kind of sad when something sits in my in my stash for years and years and years and years and doesn't get used. So sad. So it's nice when I use something up. It's been used so much that it completely fulfills its purpose. Filling these in is very fun too. It's just like, it's kind of mindless, like I don't have to think about it, just do it. Just fill it in. It's kind of like coloring a coloring book. I do have to go over it a lot because of this pen is getting so dry. I guess this was a very intense drawing for it. But I did use it quite a bit. Really hard. Really pushed it really hard. You did a good job, pen. I'll just have, I was gonna see about having that look like it was in front, but it's too hard to get that effect, so I'm gonna have the letters be in front. Oh, it's getting so dry. You can do it. You can make it to the end. Maybe by next week the ink will come back to the tip and it will be usable, but if not, it's okay. We'll just retire this one. Haha, yay! It worked! Fun! Okay, well, I'm just going to... Oh, we're exactly on time. I'm going to write my usual stuff. Kaboom. And then what do I write? The date? Yep. Yay! Okay, I'll hold it up. I'll hold it up for one last close-up look before I sign off for today. Yeah, this one turned out really fun. I feel, I'm not sure how I feel. Like I was not looking forward to it at all, and yet I had a great time drawing this unusual scene. I think it turned out so good. Yay! Just a reminder to keep myself open. Be open. Be open to stuff. Okay. So good. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yay, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yay. I'm so glad that you could join me too, because I know I say it all the time, but it really is so great to have someone to talk to, so I really appreciate you. Okay, that's it for today. I'll be back on Wednesday for a Lucky Dip, so hopefully see you then. Either way, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.